Hi there, traders, and welcome back to another episode of my YouTube lesson. And you know that on this YouTube channel, I don't give you anything but the best. In today's video, I'll be talking about two powerful candlestick patterns that will increase your profitability in this forex industry. Also, when you look at your chart, every candlestick you see there has a meaning and what it's depicting. So this candlestick that I'll be teaching today, when you find these candlesticks at any of your point of interest or area of value or area of interest, then you can confidently take a buy or a sell trade. Now when you look on my screen, this is just one of the candlestick patterns. I'll also talk about the next one, so follow me throughout this video, and I can bet that at the end of this video you are going to learn something new and also increase your profitability when it comes to forex trading. Now, if you are not part of my Telegram channel, this is the link in the description below. Click on it and join the Telegram channel and learn more from us, and also take our free signals and make money from it. Without wasting my time, let's dive in. Now, first of all, let's talk about the pin bar candlestick. So when we say a pin bar candlestick, or when we say a pin bar, what does it mean? Pin bar simply means reversal. So when price is moving in a downtrend and you see a bullish pin bar, it signifies reversal to the upside, telling us that the bulls are trying to take the bulls are trying to take over the market. And when you see a bearish pin bar, this pin bar in an uptrend, it signifies that the bears are trying to take over the market. So when you see this kind of candlestick, when you see this pin bar candlestick at any of your points of interest, it can be a demand and supply zone, it can also be your resistance and support zones, any of your AOI or any of your point of value or point of interest. When you see any of these candlestick, if it's in an uptrend and you see a bearish pin bar, it's in a downtrend and you see a bullish pin bar, it signifies reversal, telling you to pay attention. Now, every candlestick you see on the chart has a meaning. So if you're able to understand what each candlestick means, it means that you would be able to make a lot of money in this industry. With a bearish pin bar, price was moving in a downtrend, and eventually with a bullish pin bar, price was moving in a downtrend, and eventually the bulls came into the market. So you see the bulls were trying to take over the market, and they push price up to this point with a kind of force, leaving a wick. So this is the wick. They push price up, came back down here and closed at this point. So when we are considering the body, when we are talking about pin bars, we consider the body. We don't really consider the wick. We talk about the body when we are talking about closing and opening. So this wick they left here becomes the nose. This place now becomes the opening, and this place becomes the closing, and this is now the wick. So this is what we call the bones when it comes to pin bar. So this is the bones and this is the body. So we are talking about the body, not the wick. So this is the long wick. Now price opened here and closed here. So this is that about the bullish pin bar. We will do some of the examples in a real chart for you to really understand what it means when you see a bullish pin bar on your chart, and anytime you see it, it signifies reversal to the upside. So this is the bearish pin bar, just the opposite of the bullish pin bar. Price is moving up, and eventually we have the bears pushing price to the downside. So the bears push price to this point, close at this area, and then this now becomes their opening. Like I said, we are not talking about the wick, we are not considering the bones, we are considering the body when we are trying to explain what candlesticks are. So this is the opening price, and this now becomes the closing price, and this is the nose. So it's just the opposite of the bullish pin bar, and this is also the wick. So when you see this bearish pin bar at any of your points of interest, this should tell you a lot. That should tell you that the bears are trying to take over the market. That is, if you see it in an uptrend market or in a bullish market, it should tell you that the bears are trying to take over the market. So that is that for the pin bar candlestick. We will do some examples for you to understand what I really mean. Right, so let's look at some example of the pin bar on a real chart. So when you look at this chart, we are on BTC USD and price is moving in an uptrend. So in an uptrend, I've been able to draw my resistance zone around this point. Others will also see this as a double top, since we look for double tops when price is moving to the downside. So this is an uptrend and I've been able to draw my resistance zone here. Now on the resistance zone, this zone has now become my point of interest. So anytime you can see that price is rejecting that zone, so anytime price gets there, I know definitely there will be a reaction around that zone. So immediately I draw my zone here, and the next thing I saw here was this pin bar, the pin bar I just talked about. This is a bearish pin bar. You can see that the bulls were trying to push price to the upside. Look at where they got to, and eventually we had the bears coming in and pushing price to the downside with a whole lot of energy and momentum, because look at the wick they left here. This is the wick I talked about. Left this long wick, this place has now become the opening, and we had price closing at this point. So price pushed, the bears pushed price from here to this point, and then the buyers tried pushing it up again, but they couldn't go any further. So price opened here and closed here. So you can see this huge bearish pin bar. Immediately I see this huge bearish pin bar, I know there is something happening in the market, because like I said earlier, it signifies reversal. So we have the nose, we have the opening, we have the closing, and we have this long wick. So immediately I see this, I'll just pull up my short position to drop it here, and then my take profit will be a little above the zone, and my stop loss will be a little above the zone, and my take profit will be to the nearest support or resistance, either this point or this point, but I will take it around this area because this is also another support zone. So look at what happened here. Look at what's happened here. You can see that price has moved nicely into our take profit. So like I said, I can take my take profit here, I can take my second take profit here. So you can see that price has moved nicely into our direction. So like I said, the bearish pin bar signify reversal. That is why we had price reversing to the downside. Let's look at another example. So we've already talked about the bearish pin bar, and now we want to talk about the bullish pin bar. So this is my resistance zone. Now take note, if you see a bullish or a bearish pin bar, does not mean that definitely price will reverse. The only thing you have to do to help yourself is adding that to other confluences. So it can be support and resistance, it can be trend line, at least 3 confluences. So you can have support and resistance, maybe psychological level, and a pin bar. You've gotten 3 confluences. You can have support and resistance, you can have a trend line, you can have demand or supply zones, at least 3 confluences, so that you can be very sure that whatever you are doing is positive. So this is our support zone around this area. You can see the rejections over here, and I've already taught in my previous video how to draw, or the rules guiding drawing support and resistance zone. So one of the rules I talked about is the rejection. So we have the first rejection here, the second rejection, a lot of rejections around this area, telling us that there is something going on here. So the probability that when price gets there, there will be more rejections is very high. So this is our support zone, and you can see now we have 2 bullish pin bar at this point, 2 bullish pin bars on our support zone, telling us that there is a reversal, or the bulls are trying to take over the market. Look at this long wick, look at this long wick. This is already telling us a lot. So immediately I say this, what I'll do is to just pull out my long position to drop it here, my SL below. My SL will now be below my resistance point. So my SL will be here, below, a little below the resistance point here, or on the resistance point and my take profit to the nearest support or resistance. So I can have my first take profit here or my second take profit, but I always want to play safe, so I'll put my take profit here, because this zone can also be a double top or another resistance zone. So if the price gets here, there can be a reaction. So this is where my take profit would be, because I have seen this pin bar rejection on a support zone. I've also included other things, but today we are concentrating on only the candlestick pattern. So that is why I talked about only that, and you can see how price is playing nicely to the upside. So our take profit has been triggered nicely because of this pin bar. You see how powerful this candlestick pattern is. Now let's move to the other candlestick pattern I want to talk about. The second most powerful candlestick we'll be talking about is the engulfing candlestick pattern. When you open your chart, you see this engulfing candlestick patterns on your chart. So what happens is that this engulfing candlestick pattern indicates a reversal. So this is a bullish reversal engulfing candlestick, and this is a bearish reversal engulfing candlestick. So when price is moving in a downtrend and you see this bullish engulfing candlestick, it is trying to tell us that price is reversing to the upside. And when you see this in an uptrend, when you see a bearish engulfing candlestick in an uptrend, then it is telling us that price is reversing to the downside. And this is how the engulfing candle is formed. The second candle, so this candle, this bullish candle, is always larger than the first candle. This one is always larger than the first candle. So it completely covers or engulfs the length of this previous bar. This one completely covers this one, or it engulfs. Like I said, the name depicts the meaning of what it is. So engulfing candlestick, this one has engulfed this one. Now when we come to the bearish tree, you see that the bearish candlestick, this is the mother bar and this is the baby bar. The bearish candlestick has engulfed the baby candlestick or the previous candlestick. So when you see this in a downtrend, on your point of interest, area of value or point of value, then you should know that the bulls are trying to take over the market. And when you also see this on your area of value, your area of value could be trend line, support and resistance, demand and supply zone, on chart patterns or whatsoever you look at before you take an entry. The moment you see this in an uptrend, you should know that the buyers, the sellers are trying to take over the market. Take note of this. Like I said, the mother bar always engulfs the baby bar. So you see the bullish engulfing, you see the bullish candlestick bar engulfing the bearish candlestick bar. So this is the mother bar, this is the baby bar. Understand it in this manner. When it comes to the bearish engulfing also, the mother bar engulfs the baby bar. So the bearish candle closes, opens and closes above the previous candle, which is the baby bar. Now let's move to the chart and look for an example of an engulfing candlestick on the real chart. Now this is us on a real chart, and let's look at some example of both the bearish and the bullish engulfing candlestick. So this is price, where price is currently, we're on the 4-hour time frame on Euro JPY. And what do I need to do here? I just drew my support and resistance. If you follow me for some time now, bet me you should know that I trade most of the time I trade support and resistance zone, because these zones are very, very powerful and they are the core of price action and the core of trading. So this is my support and resistance zone. And what did I spot again? We have this engulfing candlestick here. This is the engulfing candlestick. You can see that price has started losing momentum. This high has not broken this has not broken this too has not broken this. So price has started losing momentum towards the downside, telling us that the sellers are coming into the market, and seeing that I spotted an engulfing candle, you can see my trend line. So I have two confluences here. We have this, we also have the trend line and also the engulfing candlestick. So immediately the engulfing candlestick is closed, what I'll do is to just go for my long position, my short position, to drop it here and look for my SL and take profit. So this is the bearish engulfing. You can see that this candle here has engulfed the previous one. So this is the mother candle and this is the baby candle. So once I see this, I know the sellers are trying to take over the market. So what will I do? I'll just go for my short position to drop it here, my SL a little above the high or just a little above that zone, and my take profit to the nearest support or resistance, because price can get here and we can have another reaction at that point. So look at what happened. You can see price is dropping nicely just because I've been able to spot my engulfing candlestick. Can you see what has happened? So our take profit is triggered nicely. So that is the power of engulfing candlestick pattern. Let's look at another example, but this time around we are looking at bullish engulfing bar. The first one we did was the bearish engulfing bar. So let's look at the bullish engulfing bar. So this is where price is currently, and this is my support zone. You can see this is my support zone. I always treat my support zone as a zone and not a line. So you can see that price is rejecting that support zone. So immediately price got to this support zone again, it rejected the support zone. Multiple rejections on the support zone means a lot to a trader. So when price got here and I saw this engulfing candlestick, you can see the bullish engulfing candle. This is the mother bar, this is the baby bar. This one has totally engulfed the previous candle, the previous bar. So immediately I see this, I know that the bulls are trying to take over the market, because you can see all these rejections here. Price got here and couldn't break all this previous low. Price is still dancing around that area. So immediately I see this, after this candle is closed, I'll just go for my long position to drop it here, my stop loss a little below here, my stop loss a little below the previous low after that candle is closed, or a little below this point, and my take profit to the nearest support or resistance. If you are doing this, remember, make sure your risk to reward is 1:2 and above, so that you can be at the safer side. You can also move to the lower time frame to look for an entry if you want to minimize your stop loss. So immediately I see this, I know price is about to do something. So this is where my first take profit to be, and my second take profit to be at this point, because I know there is going to be a reversal after I've seen, or after I've been able to spot this bullish engulfing candlestick. Now look at what price has done right after that, right after we've spotted a bullish engulfing candlestick. And anytime you want to take profit, make sure you are taking profit at the nearest support or resistance, because these are turning points of price. Price can get there and reverse. This has brought us to the end of today's lesson, and I hope you've learned something new. Our advice that you practice this, go back to your chart and practice what I just taught you. That is how you become perfect. Remember, the chart is the best mentor. So go back to your chart and practice all this. Now, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, click on the YouTube and subscribe, like, and also leave a comment below. See you in the next video, and peace out.